Thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. Welcome back. This is our legendary edition of the Thrift Store Rundown, bringing Hollywood home on a budget, or should I say, bringing our nation's capital home on a budget in a truly capital way. All day today, we're voting for America's next top president to make this house a home where stuff actually happens. And that's putting it lightly. Then again, I'm kind of a passé person. I mean well, and I do actually want to see some stuff happen in this house for the greater good. Please, no matter who mans or womans the Roosevelt desk, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, I beg you. Anyway, we're not here to tell you who to vote for. We're just here to make it more fun to vote. To add some incentives, if you will. Really, the biggest incentive is actually getting to move into this swanky little mansion where stuff happens. Anyway, if you've ever visited the White House in Washington, D.C. before, you would know it goes far beyond the West Wing through the mind of Aaron Sorkin. Man, if NBC's must-see TV era applied to dramas that go beyond ER, the West Wing certainly qualifies. And I never even watched. But anyway, National Geographic is about to take you beyond the West Wing with a deep look inside the White House, featuring stories from the world's most famous presidents. Co-produced with the White House Historical Association, so you know it's legit. It's co-authored by Noel Grove with William B. Busson and Joel D. Treese, with a foreword by former First Lady Laura Bush. This was purchased from Red, White, and Blue Thrift Store for a staggering $12.99. This ties with the Milk Street TV show cookbook 2017 to 2023 by Christopher Kimball as the most expensive item I have ever purchased from RWB to date. It's kind of like highway robbery, but one look inside and you might be able to tolerate the price tag just slightly. Because what we have here is really a century, maybe 2-3 centuries spanning long look inside the White House, from its blueprints in 1791 to modern day touches for this era, really the 2010s era, which was last decade, but you get the drift. This book takes you to the East Room, the Red Room, the Blue Room, the State Dining Room, the West Wing, of course, and yes, the show gets a slight shout-out, the Oval Office, the Rose Garden, the kitchen, and other fun places that might have been retired or are still in use today. It depends on if you visit the tour now and compare it to this book. There are interviews with plenty of White House employees, staffers from the top and bottom, aides, historians, journalists, and a fraction of the then 40-ish presidents. There have been many meetings to make stuff happen here, but there have also been celebrations from the arts to the humanities. There have been many formal state dinners for visiting dignitaries. Oh yeah, and celebrities often visit the White House too. All of that is told in here. With an historian's viewpoint, make that a triquetra of history, if you will. And just for anyone who fantasizes about spending a day of recreation at the White House. I mean, they have their own bowling lane, they have their own movie theater. You might want to move there. But the only way to move there is to actually get involved in politics. Will this spur you to get involved in politics? I mean, if you just want to run just for living in the White House, that probably wouldn't be a good reason. You gotta have some fire in you to actually do some good for America. But for anyone who likes the White House and its place in history, not to mention the historic places within that can actually be fun, oh yeah, this book's got it all. Not to mention a portrait of presidents and their first ladies, sprinkled throughout, and all captured in the final few pages of this book. Inside the White House. It retails here in the States for $40 and $46 in Canada. This is just a star point bullet list of what you're gonna get in here. And really more than I can sum up in this brief video because this is definitely outside of my comfort zone. But every now and then, I like a good challenge. And this definitely met the challenge. 5 out of 5 claps. No matter who steps into the White House next and actually calls it a home as President, Kamala Harris, or Donald Trump, again. This house is spiritually about to get a fresh coat of paint. Lame as all heck pun notwithstanding, make the right choice today. And perhaps National Geographic will do an updated version of this in the future. That's National Geographic inside the White House. Let me show you what's on the ballot for later today. You gotta have somebody to share the Roosevelt desk with, at least for a candlelit dinner, and the music certainly has to fit the bill. And for the most part, this does. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the thrift side.